Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Wonderworld Origins. Thank you for joining us here on this Thursday night, afternoon, Friday morning, whatever time it is for you out there. We appreciate you joining us. Just a couple of quick announcements before we get back into the action. If you are tuning in and you have no idea what we're playing or what we're doing, this is Wonderworld, and you can learn more about it by going to our YouTube, where we did an intro video and we did our first session of this fantastic game a few weeks back. And both those are up on our YouTube, youtube.com/GGameKnights. That's 2 G's and a K. As well as a whole host of other stuff that you can enjoy for your viewing pleasure with your eyeballs on the internets. There's we had a recent, or we missed last Saturday for Survivors Complex, unfortunately, but you can catch up on the last session of that, which was 2 weeks ago, and we will have the continuation of that this coming Saturday. You can get all caught up on the action of Wild Space and Tidefall before those return. And as always, if you want any insight into what our schedule is, keep an eye on our Twitter for any updates and changes, as this is a very busy time of the year. And the whole lineup is down below my face here on the Twitch page, which is what we are streaming on right now. I think that's it. I can't think of anything else. Any announcements? You guys got any announcements? Fun tidbits? Fun facts about yourselves? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and jump into it. We have a Ryan here. We have the whole crew here today. We have Ryan, so we will be seeing Muta Boy at some point fairly soon. It's going to be fun. And let's go and jump in. The first thing, before I forget and get into my narration, go ahead and add 1 to your team pool. That you can expend at any point you guys wish. I don't know, what does that bring your total to at this point?
I think that puts it to 2. It
Is
was
it 2?
1 at the end of last time, but I thought it like reset every so often.
You gain 1 at the beginning of every session, and then you gain additional when you go into an encounter if you guys have a leader and stuff and conditions are met.
I thought there was something like after an encounter it would.
There is.
drop
It resets
down.
back to 1.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. So you have to, so they don't like roll over.
Yeah. So
It's the
you
one
guys had
rule
your-
that I know.
Okay. I was not aware of that, so thank you for advising.
After an encounter, after time passes, your team pool sets back to 1. So then at the beginning we would have 1, and then we get 1.
Interesting. You learn something new every day. Thank you guys for reading the rules. Okay, so let's jump back into it and get started. Change of music. We begin at a familiar scene from where we left off last time. From the news crew of a helicopter, BCN Action News once again reporting live from the scene of downtown Beacon City. And we see from the perspective of the camera and of the viewers the familiar, dazzling face of Carmen Dakota, once again reporting live. Carmen Dakota here, reporting live from First Phoenix Bank at the corner of Northeast Avenue and 32nd Street, where chaos erupted earlier today as an attempted robbery took place. Police apprehended the culprit, Mark Mulligan, a former construction worker who appeared to be the mastermind behind this crime. Mr. Mulligan's rampage was cut short when the masked figures once again intervened, incapacitating the culprits and destroying most of the bank in the process. While the masked vigilantes escaped police interrogation, we have learned via social media the name of this group, as they have announced their new title, the Raffle Stomp Squad. This is Carmen Dakota, once again reporting live for BCN Action News. Back to you, Bob. The feed cuts. And we don't return to the bunker once again. This time, actually, we cut back in the following day, where there isn't a helicopter. That's not the music I want. God damn it. Go ahead. once again, in the school, East Beacon High. I can never remember. North Beacon High. It's one of the directions. At North Beacon High, in a classroom. Towards the middle of the day, the sun rising up ahead above in the early bits of fall, as this school has been underway for about a month now. In a classroom, much like any other you might have experienced, the desks neatly stacked in rows in front of each other, and a whiteboard at the front of the room, at which a portly bearded gentleman strides back and forth in his Oxford and blue Oxford and crimson tie. He looks out before the class and clears his throat. Now, before the bell rings for lunch, let's review a bit for our quiz tomorrow. It's going to cover the first readings we went over this semester and focus broadly on the monomyth. Does anyone remember what that means? And he looks out over a collection of unfamiliar faces. However, there are two in the group that we recognize. Olivia and Lucas, as the two of you sit in your AP World Lit class. Anyone? That hand shoots up from the front of the room as a familiar classmate of yours, scraggly boy named Daniel, waves his hand frantically in the air, and Professor Benjamin looks sort of past him and says, "Anyone else?" All right. Do one of you raise your hand? Okay. I think I saw Lucas first. So he looks over and says, Lucas, please.
What was the question?
Do you remember what the monomyth means? Or could you summarize it?
Oh, yes, of course. No, I do not.
All right. Well, I appreciate your honesty and don't really understand why you raised your hand. Olivia, I think I saw your hand too.
The monomyth?
Yes.
The hero's journey, the cyclical journey that takes place in a lot of old literature.
Well,
and new literature too, but...
Of course. Well, thank you for your answer. Yes, the rest of you. As we've read time and again throughout this semester, the first few weeks of this semester, I'm sure some of you might have picked up on some of the readings I assigned at some point. But yes, Olivia is correct. Briefly summarized the hero's journey, and that's what our quiz will focus on, and mostly encompassing the first readings that we were assigned. Now, I don't expect you to remember all of Campbell's 17 stages of the hero's journey, since we mostly skimmed over them. But you should know at least the three main acts, and be able to summarize them using examples from the readings. Who remembers what they are? Once again, Daniel's hand shoots up. He says, all right, Daniel, I suppose you have your turn now. And the boy sits up straight and says, it would be departure, initiation, and the return would be the three stages of the monomyth, or the hero's journey. And the professor nods and says, right, once again. Now, you should all be able to discuss these three stages using the Leeming's principles: departure, the miraculous origins, the hero child withdrawal from the general community, moving on to initiation, trial or quest that they're tasked with undertaking, their inevitable death and descent through the underworld, and then finally the return, and therefore the resurrection, the rebirth, and eventually culminating in the apotheosis and the ascension of the hero. Now, you should be able to use examples from the readings, and as he says this, the bell goes off behind him, ringing loudly and undercutting his voice, and the students around begin to rise from their chairs in a hurry, leaving the room as the professor shouts and says, it'll be 10 questions, it'll be essay based, and he gets drowned out as the students leave the classroom, leaving, I guess, Lucas and Olivia, the two of you kind of connecting as you leave the room.
Hi, Lucas.
Well, hello. That was very impressive. So I think it's so interesting that all the stories they follow this path in all of across all cultures. Is that?
No, well, not all of them. It's just a very popular narrative structure.
I think that is fascinating.
Do you want to have lunch?
Oh, sure. Eventually, I suppose it's late. I don't. What time is it? Where are the number circles?
The clock. The
Oh,
clock?
oh yes, of course. the clock.
I point at a clock.
Okay.
It's about line pointing to squiggles to line pointing to squiggles. Have you learned how to read clocks yet, Lucas?
No.
Okay.
It's like, maybe I know that like lunchtime is, hey. But it's like, and I think I wait for a cue from Olivia to see if she like. I'm like,
Do you want to have lunch with me?
Yes,
Now?
absolutely.
Since it's
Yes.
lunchtime?
Yes, of
All right.
course. Of course. Let us move over there to the cafeteria.
Now, here's a question for you, and I was that brings up my next point. Do you guys always eat lunch in the cafeteria, or do you? Who do you eat with? Do you ever eat in the bunker? These are the questions that I'm dying to learn at this juncture.
Oh yes, I get food where all the humans, all us humans, we gather our food, and it is from the stainless steel troughs, and it is quite. I just do what everyone else does because it is super awesome, normal.
Lucas is going to make me have to take this game a lot more Nickelodeon with the mental acuity of the rest of the population. But no, I'm curious as whether you all eat lunch together, or if that would be super suspicious.
I mean, I think I try to eat lunch with these people who are my friends sometimes. Not all the time, because I have other groups of friends. I also like pack my own lunch and just kind of will like eat wherever I feel like it.
Okay. So yeah, you all head to the cafeteria then, packed wall to wall with tables full of students as they unpack or wheel in their lunches from the trays of food that they have. But yeah, you all you scan the room, and I think I assume Ian and Kiki are eating as well. And you guys could all eat together. Juniors eating with seniors. What does the world come to?
Yeah, I think my plate as I walk through is also a little bit odd, like putting foods on top of other foods that shouldn't be like that.
Like you get a hot dog and then get the macaroni on top of it, and then
yeah, stuff like that. Like, you know, I'm trying to think. I can't. For some reason I can't visualize what's in a cafeteria. Like putting like a cranberry sauce on like chicken nuggets, that sort of thing. Like,
okay.
Just little odd things like that.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what goes with what.
I want to go with the stereotypical sort of cartoonish view of a lunchroom where they're not serving meals like your real lunchroom might, but instead have a collection of random food bits that you can just stack on top of each other pretty much. But yeah, okay. So cranberry sauce definitely on top of chicken nuggets. That sounds delicious. But you all gather your food and then sit down to eat with each other.
Question: has enough time passed that conditions would have cleared?
No, I want for narrative purposes, I want to see that condition cleared through action.
So what did you all do yesterday?
Just kind of looking around first. Haven't you watched the news yet?
Yes, yes.
You know Lucas doesn't watch the news, please.
I just now I don't know what to say. So Lucas just waits for a cue.
There was that big kerfuffle at the bank. Yeah. You were nowhere to be seen. So it was
The robbery.
Oh yes, the robbery. It's quite exciting. What about it? Did you rob the bank?
No, we stopped it.
Stop
And-
the bank?
Would one of you two please explain?
We like was kind of looking around, making sure nobody is watching or listening.
Oh no, it's a muted DM.
I accidentally clicked on the start button and then a bunch of other stuff popped up. I had to close out of
Oh,
that.
no.
Computer. You are in a room full of teenagers who are too engrossed in their own self-importance to pay attention to your conversation.
Yeah, that
Not to
makes
mention
sense.
it's very loud in here with people talking and laughing and throwing things at each other.
Lucas, we went on well, I mean, Rose posted about it, but we saved the day.
Oh, wonderful. What are you saving it for?
Because it was in danger?
Oh, yes, of course. Saving it for a special occasion or something. That is very special. I can't wait to see what you save this day for. I feel quite silly that I already spent it.
And I think
Oh no, someone is at the door and I must go now because they are...
And Lucas gets up and walks abruptly out of the room.
Is he answering the door to the cafeteria?
Maybe that's how things are done in French Canada.
I like the idea, and I'd like to put it into the myth here that one of I don't know if any of you had mid-lunch bells and stuff that went off at your high schools, but yeah, one of those goes off and he goes to answer the door.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
Ian, are you okay? You still seem a little... Oops.
No, that it's both IRL, but also in character. I don't know, I'm just... That guy baited me too well. You saw what the bank was like when we left it. It shouldn't have gotten that far.
I mean, no one died, so...
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
great.
you
That's
did
always
really
good,
good.
but... it's just... We need to be better at this. I need to be better at this.
Well, practice makes perfect, so we should just keep practicing.
Yeah.
You did really good.
Yeah.
You were kind of like a leader and everything.
Yeah.
Some leader I was. I'm just like, alright, I'm gonna go hit him, and that's the plan. And I mean, it worked out this time, but I'm not much one of tactics when I get too into it.
Well, it's something we could workshop. I think we'll figure something out.
I think, as you say that too, there is a sort of a streak of silver as another tray is dropped at your table, and Rose plops herself down between Kiki and Ian, and says, "Sup, losers? How's it going?"
It's going all right. We were just telling Lucas about what happened, but then he sort of left.
I saw him running the other way. He was yelling something about somebody being at the door. I don't really I ignored him mostly. Did you see? And kind of pulls out her phone and kind of waves it in front of the three of you and says, "They love the new name."
Still can't believe we went with that.
I think it's great.
I mean, it's fun.
We're like a meme now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just... I don't know, do none of you feel like we need to be taking this more seriously?
I'm taking this very seriously.
Why do we need to take it seriously?
Because this is dangerous work, and people could die if we screw things up.
We're like superheroes, right? You can't really die. I mean, you punch through walls. When bullets just like bounce off you.
Yeah, but that's me. You guys aren't so invulnerable, and what about, everyone else? All the civilians?
I mean, we're all gonna die eventually. I'd like to have fun doing it. Living, not dying, obviously.
Princess got dark.
It's just true.
I mean, it's true,
Don't be
objectively. Nah, I think it's fine. Well, I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Will be too late to save someone? Or be the reason they don't live?
I don't think our Twitter handle is gonna cause that problem.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just getting... This is too heavy for lunch.
Well, are we going patrolling again today?
Oh, I have to check my schedule first.
All right.
I'll go.
Yeah, my schedule should be clear.
And then coming sprinting back into the room after checking the front doors of the school, I guess, to see if somebody was there. Lucas comes jogging back into the room.
Oh, sorry. What would we see?
Rose is now sitting at the table with the others now.
Okay, hello, Rose.
Oh, hey there, Luke. Did you find what you were looking for at the door?
Yes.
Right on you. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this phone back in case it starts ringing off the hook again. It's we've been getting a lot of requests, and well, you guys should probably go through it at some point. I think Ellen wants to have us on her show. I'm not sure. I don't know if it was real. I don't really know how to know that's real.
Do not mess with me.
Well, what?
She
Damn
has
it,
a
I wanna
little blue
see.
check mark next to her name.
Slides the phone across the...
I start
Table.
scrolling through.
Yeah, there are a lot of verified accounts that are asking for interviews. A lot of news networks that are messaging and asking for comments and statements on things. And there is a I don't know if Ellen has I don't know if it'd be her handle or her I think she has a show.
The
Twitter
show has a
as
Twitter.
well. Yeah, and there is a message from.
Also, this is 50 years in the future from now,
Yeah.
and Ellen is
Ellen
still doing
is-
her
it's still-
show.
It's still popular.
She's an icon.
Ellen is now a hologram. It's an artificial intelligence version of her that still runs the same show.
Gotcha, just
No.
clearing that point up.
Yes.
No, she just started eating clean and she's fine.
You gotta
she
believe
did
that
it.
show's gonna be on forever.
Yeah, she went paleo and everything's fine.
Or she's an 8 and has superpowers. She is the first. So
Guys,
yeah,
we have to do that. This is not a drill.
Well, we
Probably
can't do it in
costume,
person.
though, right? Yeah, we can't. They want do they want real us or the superhero us?
I mean, I assume the superhero us.
Yeah, well, we should maybe take a look at the computer, see if we can do an encrypted Skype call or something. Because we can't go and be on
I
the
want to
show
go
and then
on
not be
Ellen.
here. Yeah, but we leave and they're on TV and everyone's watching, and they notice we're not here.
But if we don't go to the studio, I don't think that she can scare us or anything. For if we're just doing a Skype call, or she can't dance with us, it's just not the same thing. If we try to do it over the Skype, it's not the same experience. I think we speak for everyone here. I think.
I could get us there like right away. No one would ever know we're gone. Anyway, we'll put a pin in that. I don't think they actually set a date yet, but we should talk about it at some point.
Okay.
And as the end lunch bell rings and the students begin to get up, there is a sort of a crackling over the loudspeakers. And it causes everyone to sort of stop for a second, teachers and faculty and students alike. And a voice rings out over the intercom. Hello, students. Sorry for interrupting your class. Attention, students. This is Vice Principal Dawson.
Hello, Vice Principal Dawson.
Hello, Lucas.
Hello, Lucas. All students and faculty should assemble in the gymnasium immediately after the second lunch bell. That is all.
Weird.
Yeah, I didn't think there was an assembly today.
Yeah, must be something came up. What are the odds it's about us?
I would say extraordinarily high.
Should we not sit together?
Probably not.
I mean, Lucas, you can sit with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we should probably split up by our grades.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, I got an A, I think.
I also got an A, so we can definitely sit together.
Okay.
Yeah, Lucas, just stick with Olivia.
All right, so the you guys pair off and go marching along with the rest of the students towards.
Bye, Rose.
Rose is probably already gone.
No, I said it sarcastically because she just walked away.
Okay.
I assumed.
Yeah. So you all head into the auditorium or the gymnasium, off towards the kind of southern edge of the campus, and there are the bleachers are all pulled out, and the students are all filing in. The pretty much the entire. I don't know how many we said go to this school. It's a lot of people in a very big gymnasium, and it's a sort of standing room only at this point. So you all filter in, and at the center of the room, at the center of the gymnasium, you see Vice Principal Dawson that is currently talking to two individuals. One man with kind of tall, tan skin, dark hair, and wearing a brown suit. And a woman standing next to him with a navy blue suit, hair pulled back into a ponytail, darker sort of Middle Eastern descent. And the two of them are talking to Principal Dawson, Vice Principal Dawson, as you all find your seats. What little of that there is. And as over the next probably 10 or 15 minutes, the entire student body filters in. Eventually, it kind of comes to a hush, and then the students begin to chatter amongst themselves. It gets louder, and then Principal Dawson kind of taps the mic and says, "Quiet, everyone, quiet. We have two speakers here from the BCPD. I wanted to say a few things. I expect everyone to give them their full attention. I'll be watching." Scans the room and goes back towards the kind of the stage towards the other end of the gymnasium, where he scans the student body with hawk-like intensity. And the taller man steps forward, and he kind of leans down towards the mic a bit before kind of fumbling with it and pulling it out of the stand. Holds up and says, "Hello, students. Sorry for interrupting your class schedule. I'm Detective Michaels. This is my partner, Detective Amari." As I'm, and I think I'll mention one thing. As soon as he says Detective Amari, I think you say Kiki. You probably noticed this. You scanned over and you see Rose over kind of a few rows behind, rows in front of you, kind of duck down a bit. And you, the man continues. He says, as I'm sure any of you with a Twitter account realize, we've had some bizarre events in our city over the last few months. We're here for two reasons. First, to let you know that the BCPD are going to keep you and your family safe. We're utilizing some of the most advanced crime-fighting technology to do so. Drones, holographic re-imaging. Did you have something? If anybody's interrupting or going to talk amongst themselves during this, I will stop, and you guys can do that, and then we'll jump in.
Can we text each other? How does this work?
Sure, you can. I don't know if that'll be as fun for the audience.
Well, no, but I just mean like our characters are texting. So
yeah. If you have something you want to say, go ahead.
Yeah. Kiki's gonna send a text to Rose and be like, "Is that your mom?" Exclamation point, question mark. Cat looking scared face.
There's a kind of, you get the, if you have an iPhone, you've got the little dots showing up at the bottom of the screen, and then you get the text back, ant . I forgot where I was. We're utilizing some of the most advanced crime-fighting technology to do so.
Yeah, us.
Drones, holographic re-imaging, predictive DNA analysis, you name it. Stuff you see on TV. If any of you are interested in this kind of tools, in the kind of tools we use in our job, check out the BCPD website. As Lucas raises his hand, he sort of stops for a second, catching out of the corner of his eye, and Vice Principal Dawson from the back says, "Questions after." All right. Well, check out our website. Easy to find. bcdpd.gov. We have lots of fun videos for you to watch. You see what a day in our lives is like. The woman steps forward and takes the mic from Detective Michaels. Says, "Now, for the more serious reason we want to talk to you. I'm sure you've seen the videos out there. Masked crime fighters zooming around and punching bad guys. I'm sure it's exciting. Like something in one of those old Avengers movies your parents like to watch. I'm sure some of you want to be superheroes too, right?" She says superheroes. She does the air quotes. "Well, we need to tell you these people are in a lot of danger. Now, we have reason to believe that these masked heroes are around your age. Heck, they might even go to your school. While you may think it's cool, these kids are in a lot of danger. Some teenagers over in Westlake tried to do something similar after these videos came out, and they died." And there's a sort of a somber tone that comes over the room as the students kind of stop whispering and kind of pay attention. Michaels steps forward and takes the mic and says, "So, keep it short and get you back to your class. If you know or suspect one of your friends might be thinking of doing something like this, tell your parents or teachers. It's for their safety. Thank you." And he puts the mic, kind of fumbles for a minute and puts the mic back on the stand, and Principal Dawson comes back and says, "Thank you, detectives. I hope you're all paying attention. Now, back to class." And the room begins to filter out.
Weird.
You said there would be questions after. I don't know where everyone went.
Ian is gonna pull out his phone and send a message to the group thread of, "See, I told you guys people die doing this." just kind of leave it at that.
People die going to the toilet, I've read. So, is this noteworthy?
Kiki's gonna like text back, be like, "Yeah, we should talk later."
All right. That's probably as much texting as you could probably get done on your way to your next class, which the next few periods are, I don't know if we're doing block scheduling. I'm not sure how the school works yet, but we
Do
you
blocks.
get to the
Blocks are better.
okay. You get through the next class, and we pick up with the last period of the day, and we are out now behind the school, outside under the shining sun at the edge of the school's campus, near the track field, and we are there with Kiki and Ian, as the two of you have PE. And this is you're there with your collective class at this point, and at the kind of gathering around or center around a taller, broad-shouldered woman with kind of longer grayish hair, a little bit on years and a bit of a gut, but kind of barrel-chested with big arms. You see Coach Brooks, and she says, "All right, we're gonna break off on 2 teams. I need you to grab a belt, make sure you got 2 flags, and we'll do kickoff." And she begins to count down across across the group, and break you off into 2 teams for flag football. And I think for the interest of all of this, Kiki and Ian ended up on separate teams. We'll say Ian's on red team and Kiki's on blue team, I think would be the counter to that. What positions are you guys playing?
That would require knowing positions of flag football,
Okay.
which Morgan or Kiki probably doesn't know.
It's fair.
Or game.
The running catching position, or the throwing passing position, or the blocking shoving position.
Probably more of like trying to block, but like doesn't really.
Okay.
Not very good at it.
Yeah, and I think Ian is a receiver.
Okay. All right. And the positions of flag football are weird because you don't actually need an offensive line, but we'll get past that. So neither one of you are quarterbacking. Mm-hmm. So kickoff and the game begins. We're not going to go too much in the nitty gritty of all this, but it's I think it's a rather close and an awkward, fumbly match of flag football, with not very many people on this team being very athletic, except for the 2 of you. So I think without too much pause, there's probably a moment where I think the 2 of you are sort of squared off a bit at some point. Maybe with you quickly realizing, your team realizing that Ian is probably the most athletic on his side. Kiki, I guess, how much do you try to hide your athleticism, or do either of you try to hide your athleticism in a school in this kind of setting?
I think Ian has reached the point of trying to be like Dash at the end of Incredibles 1.
Like trying to be second place instead of...
and like sometimes showing off and like, yeah, look at how athletic I am, but also realizing, obviously if I went full out, kids would be getting their bones broken. Yeah. Even in touch football.
And Kiki, you are very strong. Maybe not as strong, but that will be decided by the dice. How hard are you going full out?
She probably normally hides it, but kind of seeing that like is kind of more playful with Ian. So like maybe pushes a little bit harder against him.
So I sort of want to play out at least one like interaction here, at least one play from this game, and it's kind of towards the end, and everybody's getting a bit sweaty and a bit tired, except for you guys. You're it might be a little bit sweat just from the sun, but otherwise it's haven't really exerted yourself all that much in this situation. But it's the end of the game, and I'd say that Ian, your team is down by like 3 points, and you are just past the middle of the field, about 30 yards out. One play left, or fourth down. Yeah, we'll go with the fourth. You're going for that last minute play, end of the game, fourth down conversion, make it or break it. And Kiki, you are guarding him in this moment. The ball snaps, and the two of you make a break for it, with you trying to keep him back, kind of, not a contact sport, but trying to get in his face a bit, Kiki. So here's what I want to ask is, how do the two of you sort of engage in the situation? What it's the two of you both have powers, you're on an even playing field. So even if it's going to be as it's going to be, what do you do?
I think Ian is going to try and pull a juke maneuver. Obviously fake going one way and then quickly switch directions, try and catch Kiki off guard.
Okay. I'm trying to think in the terms of a move. Do you have any idea of what you want to...
Oh, geez, I should look at the move so I can figure out.
That would be good. I would say maybe provoke is a good one for, I think, a juke maneuver.
Yeah, provoke works.
Okay. And it's usually susceptible to your words. I don't know if you're using any like trash talk right now.
It wouldn't be anything too major. It would just be like, one of these days we're going to have a sparring match, but let me give you a taste of just what I can do right now.
All right. Go ahead and roll plus superior.
Yep. All right. I don't know why I just closed that window. Oh, that does not look great. That's an 8.
An 8. All right. The rest of the debate and do what you want on a 7-9. Choose 1. So let's see. It's for NPCs. So here's what I'm gonna say in this moment. I'll say it's successful, maybe not quite as successful. You don't get that big opening here, but I think you faint a bit. You fall for it, Kiki. Not expecting Ian, I think, isn't usually the most tricksy. Usually kind of just running straight in a direction and barging through everything there. So you faint a bit, and he gains a few yards in front of you, and you're chasing to keep up with him. And then you hear kind of a few yells from behind you, and you see the quarterback lob the ball in a huge arcing motion in front of Ian that he is chasing to get under. What do you do?
Well, seeing that Ian kind of slipped past her, she's gonna try to like jump up and smack the ball, intercept maybe.
Okay. Are you going so far as to like use your powers in this moment, like jumping a little bit higher than you'd normally be able to jump, or?
Yeah, I think maybe she gets like a little bit huffy and sort of forgets, and so probably uses a little bit more oomph than she intended. Okay.
I'm gonna have you roll plus freak.
Okay. That is a 9.
9. Okay. That's okay. So on a 7 and 9, you still get to do what you do, but you get to either mark a condition, or I'm going to tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary. So essentially, you can mark condition, just do what you did, or actually, I think it's a little bit much to have you mark a condition for something like this.
Okay.
So you can, if you want to, if you think that any of those might fit here. But I think I like the idea of maybe this just not going quite the way you planned for it to. It's up to you. What do you want to do?
Yeah. yeah, probably doesn't go quite the way planned.
Okay, so what I'm gonna say you do in the situation is you kind of leap up and get a pretty good amount of height, not like 20 feet in the air, but maybe just that little bit of an edge that you couldn't get before, and you tip the ball barely as it goes kind of sailing between the two of you. Ian, you rear around, you see the ball now going to be falling behind you, and very quickly try to gain your footing as the two of you are heading straight towards the ball together, as you're both making a mad dash for it. I think is there anything anybody has in this moment that powers or abilities? I'm not familiar with either of your specs enough to know if there's something you want to do here.
I mean, I don't know if Ian cares enough to fully unleash his powers, but he does have thick and thin skin. Whenever you have angry marked, which he still does, take +1 ongoing to unleash your powers.
Yeah,
so I think he probably takes slightly longer strides than should maybe be physically possible for a teenager.
Okay. So you're gonna kind of tap into that a bit. So you go and roll. You can do the same thing.
Okay. +1. That is a 7. So good thing I had that +1.
Yeah. I don't think 7 to 8 that makes any oh no, it was the +1 was already in there. Okay, so it would have been a 6. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So I think what happens, and this is how it'll sort of wrap this up maybe a bit, is that you're charging at here and you get that extra bit of speed. And I think here's a moment as you're charging towards her and you're going for the ball, and that sort of that adrenaline coming through, is that you could get to this and you can make the catch and win the game, but you're probably going to have to lay a little bit of hurt on Kiki to do that, and probably going to run into her pretty hard at this moment.
Yeah.
So what I'm offering you here essentially is the chance to clear your condition in exchange for winning the big game.
So wait, if I do make the catch and hit Kiki, that would clear it, or if I take the fall, it would clear it?
No, if you make the catch, you'll clear it. But you'll have to lay into her a bit.
I think Ian's actually going to take the fall, since Kiki is currently the bull's heart.
Okay.
And in the love role of that, so he's not going to hurt her. He's realizing he's getting too into the game. He's like, oh, nope, this is not going well, so gonna stumble and skid on the ground and let her finish the play.
Okay. So I think as that moment of anger and again clarity takes you and you realize what you're about to do, you slide and hit the ground, and Kiki, you jump over him and just sort of swat the ball out of the air as you spike it towards the ground. The play goes dead, and your team comes in cheering and running up to you, and there's a lot of fanfare for this PE flag football match, and everybody's really impressed, and they come up to me and be like, I've never seen you jump that high. And like, man, you gotta teach me, and kind of getting impressed by your play. Coach Brooks comes up clapping and says, all right, good game everyone, good game, go get dressed, period's almost over, see y'all tomorrow. And everybody begins to pack up for the day.
Kiki's gonna walk over to where Ian fell down. Would he still be sitting there, or did he get up? What do you think?
He's probably up, and gosh, this angry condition is so interesting because I don't know exactly how to play this off. I think so many. Okay, hold on. So, I think he's brushed himself off and he's just like, brushed himself off and is walking towards, the lockers or whatever, and like sees Kiki approaching, is just like, I'll catch you later, and just like with the unspoken agreement that, presumably we're all gonna meet up at the bunker at some point before we head home today. But for now, he's just gonna go shower off and cool down a bit.
Okay. Yeah, sort of like waves a little bit, like gives him his space,
All right. Everybody goes and hits the showers then, as the last bell of the day rings, and the majority of the students go heading towards their cars or their parents' cars. The four of you go ducking into one of the kind of utility rooms in the back of the school individually, and dart down the stairs and into the old boiler room that you have repurposed into your bunker. I'll change the music here for a bit. Yeah, we'll go with that. So I think Rose is probably already down there, probably playing a Game Boy 68 or whatever the newest Game Boy will be in this decade. Super advanced extreme XI hashtag Gossip Girl, and the rest of you meet down there.
It's Nintendo woo woo.
Let's see. I'm trying to look at my sheet, but I feel like this is a good time to see how I'm handling my responsibilities.
Yes, I realize we should have done that at the beginning of the session, but I think this is a good time to do it too. So yeah, go ahead and describe how the move works, and because it's the first time we're seeing it.
Okay, so secret identity. Whenever time passes, I have to roll plus my mundane to see how well I'm managing my obligations, which Kiki has multiple. She's got like a job and school, and she's like kind of in student government. So yeah, let me see. Mundane. Oh, I rolled a 12.
Damn, girl.
Dang. Well then, let's see.
Yeah, what are the effects of
on a hit, things are going pretty well. You have an opportunity or advantage thanks to one of your obligations.
So it doesn't say what that. Of course, it doesn't say what that. It says opportunity or advantage. Let me get that pulled up in the book. Just gonna quickly zoom through this and make sure I'm not.
Yeah, and so on a 7 to 9, I've lapsed in one of my obligations, and so I get to pick. And then on a miss, I haven't given my normal life anywhere near the attention it deserves, and the GM chooses 2 obligations that are going to bite you in the butt.
Okay.
So luckily, neither of those happened.
So I think
great.
I think the advantages are vague. I think it's something you just get, something that good that comes with this. Though, does everybody know, or is it a secret what your jobs are, or what you're doing in your spare time?
No, not really. She works at essentially Forever 21, although which is like a clothing store. And then she's also on a couple of the clubs in school, so like kind of student government. And then there was something else. Oh, and just like school in general.
Okay. So I guess I'll kind of put that in your court then. What do you think? What do you think you did really well in this week? And what do you think? You obviously met your obligations with everything. What do you think you succeeded in so well that you gained some sort of advantage or benefit from that? And what do you think that benefit is?
Well, I guess what I was thinking is like maybe she was doing really good at work, and so has the weekend off. We normally just work the weekend, so then maybe she can go out and do things with their superhero pals.
Yeah.
Instead of having to go to work.
So yeah, I like that a lot. So essentially you've put in extra hours at work, and you've done so well that you've got some time off, and you've earned that. So you get to spend it relaxing or superheroing. So we don't have to worry. I think in the gameplay of that, it'll sort of diminish my ability to use any sort of hard moves on you to kind of play up those obligations in the future. So good. I like that. I'll Awesome. So you guys are all in the bunker. I think anything else that's going on, or what's the conversation look like? What are you guys working on together? Any projects or anything you guys are doing specifically?
I'm with Rose, like scrolling through the feed of requests, I guess.
And I think Ian is, on one of the mats, just doing various exercises and chiming in if they, presumably they're at least talking somewhat out loud, but really only chiming in if he feels the need to.
Okay. So you're scrolling through the requests and the social media side of things, Olivia, and I mean, yeah, like you said before, there are lots of news within, or it's the news stations either within Beacon City and those national networks that have picked up on the story, that are requesting statements and interviews and all sorts of things. Anything you're looking for in particular?
Rose, I actually had an idea.
Yeah.
About this. Like, what if instead of, because obviously we all, especially Kiki, have like a lot of stuff to do and we can't be like traveling and doing all this stuff. I want to be on the news, but I realize it's ridiculous. That's what I'm saying. What if we like got together as a group and we like filmed an official statement? And we said, like, this is who we are and this is what we're doing. And we, like, put it out there. Or we sent it to the news stations or whatever.
I like that a lot. I think we should definitely do that. We need some better camera equipment, though.
Well, I know a guy in the AV club.
Oh, AV, that's a good idea. And I think she disappears. And then she reappears again. And she's got a big camera next to her, or kind of like lugging it with a bunch of wires coming off of it, and says, "Does this work?"
Yeah, that's way better than me agreeing to a date with Greg.
Rose, you can't just pop into clubs and steal their shit.
No one was in there.
We'll put it back.
I'll put it back right now if you want.
No, this is great. You're great. I think we should do this. Let's make a movie.
Does anyone know how to work this? Who here's good with tech?
I suppose I could give it a shot.
I like it. So you go to work setting up this alien technology to you, and begin to set up the tripod and the camera bits and wires. I don't know anything about any of this, but you do it.
So when you alter a human device with your alien technology, roll plus freak. I switched to German there. But like on a hit, you create a device that can do something impossible once and then fizzle.
I love it.
All right. I don't know what I want to do, but I'm just gonna roll it and see what happens. So roll in plus freak. It's miss. It is a 6. So what that means, on a miss, the device works, but it has a completely unintended side effect that the GM will reveal when you use it.
Okay.
All right.
What do you want this alien tech camera to do? I'm imagining like broadcasting to every screen in a 1,000-mile radius, or
Yeah, something like that works, or like maybe figuring out how to that works. But I want to say something different, like something that like uses like the cathodes and like TVs to like make somehow like a holographic projection,
like a projectile.
Yeah, so like that's what I was like going for, like for when people pull in the signal, it like create like a 3D image.
Why don't both? I like.
Or why don't both? That's fine. Yeah.
I like both of them. I like the idea this is going to broadcast, or maybe using like nearby electronics to create these like holographic images. Like
right.
That's
just
awesome.
Piggybacking on like local networks and sort of that sort of thing. but it does not work very well.
I think it's probably sparking a bit.
Yeah, it's like, and I guess I like. I'm like, I assume that is normal for human video cameras, so I don't worry about this box. Just keep on with my alien hammer.
I mean, I guess he's the expert. Bros, can you give me a fan?
Like a waving fan or like a spinning fan?
Like a spinning fan.
Or like a cheering fan?
No, like a spinning fan.
Okay, spinning fan
I have
works.
plenty of cheering fans, thank you.
I think she pops out for a second and then pops back with like one of the industrial sized like fan from like the gymnasium. It's like, what about this?
That'll work. Put it back there, behind the camera.
And you guys, I think probably Ian probably has to help move it any further than just teleporting it into the room.
Yeah.
And goes and pushes it back in the corner, and you turn on. It's got this big like.
Does it have a low setting?
Nope.
Great. Okay, so I stand in front of the camera and then I do the Beyonce thing with my hair, where I stand in front of the fan and my hair is like.
Yeah, it is moving. Your hair is moving.
Is this good? Do I look good?
The fan is a little strong.
I move back as far as I can.
I think it's probably a little too big.
Ow.
I think for the sake of comedy, I think she teleports back and she comes back with a more like moderately sized fan, like one of the ones that maybe are in the classrooms to like cool it down in the summertime.
Excellent. That's all I need. I'm ready.
Wait, are we improvising this? We're not doing a script?
I don't know. Do you want to write something?
I mean, if this is our official statement to the world, I feel like we should give this some thought.
Okay.
Yeah, and I need to finish Lucas's costume. And come over here. I need to measure you to finish your costume.
What size would you like me to be?
Your normal size? What size is comfortable for you?
Normal human size.
Okay. Okay. Well,
That's
put your arms out.
That's what I'm most comfortable.
And Kiki's gonna try to measure Lucas. Does it like constantly shift, or
I was about to ask that. Are you do you like inadvertently like your fingers and like your arms get like a little bit longer, a little bit shorter?
I think for this scene, like she like they start out like I just have really mini short arms, and then like maybe I see her like getting the tape out and like looking at it, I'm like to closer to what her arms are already at.
You're just matching the measurements.
Yeah, like as you move it, just like following it, you know. And then maybe where you
really interesting measurements. I mean, everybody's body is different.
I don't know what you mean. These are entirely normal. Yes.
Wait, have we not seen Lucas in like full-on Mutaboy yet, or?
I don't know.
I think probably we'll just say you have, but I think, which it's not the comedy, not so much like that you don't know what he's capable of, but that he doesn't really know. He got so uncomfortable with her question, just like your normal thing. Like
regular size.
'Cause I know we all know at this point that he's like not from around here, or this planet. But is it made common knowledge to the characters? Does anybody still think that he's from? Or are you still trying to play yourself off of being from Canada, with just these weird powers to like change your shape and stuff?
Mutaboy believes that the ruse is still ongoing. I think that there have been many opportunities to be to raise eyebrows just in this one session, but so like maybe people will suspect, but I think he thinks that he's still a secret.
Okay, my question is then, does anyone believe that he's from Canada?
I let him think I believe he's from Canada. In the nicest possible way.
Fair. All right. So back to the filming.
Well, so if we're gonna do this, we should do it right. What do we want our message to be? What are we trying to convey to the world?
I think first we should say hello.
I think that's a good place to start.
All right.
And then next you say, how are you?
Lucas, this isn't gonna be a conversation. It's more of a speech. But I think Ian's at the computer and kind of like just has a Word doc open.
Well, we should say hello. And I think we should do the very dramatic, like, silhouette kind of thing where they see all of us, but it's just our silhouettes, and there's a voiceover that says, "We are the Raffle Stomp Squad."
Ooh, I like
Yeah, as long as someone else says it, I'm not saying that name.
I'll say it. I'll say everything. You guys don't even have to talk if you don't want to.
I am indifferent. However you'd like to do this.
Okay, so we say that we're the Raffle Stomp Squad. And then what?
And we're here to help.
Here to help, here to clean up Beacon City, here to keep people safe.
Here to clean up the
Kicking
streets. No, we can't say that. They won't put
Why
it
not?
on the. Well, they won't put it on the news if we use profanity.
But it'll get more views.
Okay, let's do it.
Here
We're
to
here
kick
to
some
Kick some ass and clean up the streets of Beacon City.
We are going to be cleaning the streets later? Or?
It's a figure of speech.
Ah, yes, a figure of speech. And the speech that we are making!
Yeah. You're doing really great, Lucas.
Thank you.
So evildoers beware.
Okay,
I
I'm
mean, how
not. No,
cliche are
I'm
we
not
going?
saying that.
What about the good doers? We're going to help you with your things. Or maybe wish us luck, because there's apparently it's very dangerous to have heroics and everything. Or
Yeah, we should tell people not to do what we do.
Yeah.
Kids, don't try this at home.
Kids don't try this at home.
Yeah.
I also like
Oh, I was
the.
Try
mostly
it.
joking, but fine.
try it out on the streets where all the bad is.
I also like the kind of thing that Lucas was going for. That's like good doers. We're here to help. Like, because I don't want to get arrested. Like, I think we should be like, cops, we want to work with you. I don't know. I don't know how to talk to cops.
Yeah, but if we say that and then don't go to them,
Oh,
that's
jeez.
gonna send a mixed message. And I'm not ready to go to the cops with this.
All right. I think
What
we're
about-
here to help is great.
We're here to help, and we would really like to go on Ellen.
I think we should
So-
also say that.
So,
And Ellen, if you're watching, call me.
don't try to find out who we are, because then if you do, then we can't go to Ellen, and just be nice and be cool, so we can go. And I would like to meet Ellen.
We're gonna meet Ellen. Don't worry. I'm gonna make it happen.
Can we wait, Kiki? Can you also put together some kind of like logo for us that they can like project out to like summon us,
Yeah.
like that bat dude from the old comics?
Why
I feel
don't they just use a cell phone or text us? Just
That's
SMS
actually- That's
SMS
actually
text us.
like a much better idea.
Stop you. Okay.
But
So
like, I'm
text
not
us.
always looking towards the sky. Like,
Yeah, I guess that doesn't really make sense when you think about it.
I don't want my neck to get crooked.
I mean, and yesterday you had a crime during the day. So,
That is true.
I mean, that if I were one of the villains in Gotham, I would definitely do all my crimes during the day.
I mean, he's got a point. A really valid point.
We can never call him if it's never dark.
So then are
The
we
new
getting,
supervillain, Sunman.
Are we getting a bunker phone that's just gonna chill here? And, we'll need to rip out its GPS chip and stuff. We don't want people to be able to trace it back to us.
Burner phones.
Yeah, we could just get a banner
Yeah.
phone and we could update the number on our Twitter if you would like.
I can get everyone phones.
Okay.
We know.
I have this one phone and it's quite cool. Flip.
Yes.
It
But
is
that is-
went PCS. I can. I have to hit the number 3 times if I want to get the 3rd letter. So,
No. That's your Lucas phone. We're talking about having a Mutaboy phone.
Super phones.
super phones, yeah.
This superhero thing is great.
Yeah,
New
but they need to be
clothes,
really
new
good
phones.
phones too, though, because you heard about. I mean, the officer was talking about all that technology that they've got.
Like drones and stuff? I didn't think cops could use those.
I mean, that's what he was saying in the assembly.
Cops are pretty well equipped, I've seen.
I mean, Rose, you would know.
No, can't say I would.
You can say or you won't say?
I won't.
Yep. And despite all their technology, doesn't help if they're still all morons who can't do their jobs right. But that's neither here nor there.
Wow, Ian, tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, they're just trying to do their jobs.
Do
So
we need
back
a
to the script.
catchphrase?
We're gonna
Like-
raffle stomp the shit out of you.
No,
Like-
we already said ass.
Do we have a limit?
Well, yeah, isn't that how it works
It's like a
in like the
PG-13
movies?
movie. You
Yeah.
only get 2 F words before it becomes R.
We're gonna raffle stomp your face.
Okay.
I don't know. It
We
sounds,
will ruffle stomp your hearts.
We will
And-
raffle stomp our way into your hearts.
I like
Nope,
that.
that's a rom-com. Nope. We're getting off brand. Hello, we are the Raffle Stomp Squad, and we're here to help. What else are we saying?
We would like to go on to Ellen.
We would like to go and tell.
Cleaning
I'll
up
put that in the
streets.
tweet when we post the video. Ellen, please call us.
Yep,
Tweet
just
us if you need
Ellen.
Yes. We're here to clean up the streets and help keep you safe. Evildoers beware! Because I think Ian really wants that in
Or
there.
be square.
We will raffle stomp your face. And cut.
Well, I guess we're doing this.
Long arm.
I guess you guys just stand there and look cool.
Yep.
I'll be in the front
I
with the
guess.
fan.
I think Community Boy sees that and grows out some, not hair, but like gelatin tendrils, I guess. It's just like-
Tentacles?
and that's also cutting an impressive figure. Attempting to.
And then I think one other thing, there's a flash, and then Rose comes back, and you hear like clicking and shaking of a can of spray paint, and she spray paints across the wall behind you guys where you're standing. The name, the Raffle Stomp Squad.
Wait, I forgot the most important part. Rose, that looks amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. We have to all say our super names. Duh.
Any order you want to go in?
I mean, I'm gonna go first, but you guys can do whatever. I guess down the line, I don't know. I'm the star, not the director.
Yeah, but if you're at the middle, do you go first or last? And
Either one of those is fine with me.
Maybe you go last, and then you can say like that end line that you wanted to say.
And then, evildoers beware. So down the line, me, evildoers beware. We will raffle stomp your face.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what we do. We spend the entire session of our game filming a fake video that doesn't exist.
No, I want to see the take of this. So
Oh no, I don't have the script.
But it's just like a Snapchat video, and it cuts off like super early into it.
okay, so you guys all line up
In costume.
in costume, masks on. Have we described the costumes to the audience yet? I don't think.
Not really.
Not officially.
So yeah.
We talked
Okay.
about him in session 0. I don't think we made him official.
Let's go down the line as everybody sort of lines up. Lambast.
Yep. So Lambast's outfit is pretty simple. He already had it before the group really came together and hasn't altered it that much. But it's a big beige trench coat. It's got black fingerless gloves. Usually something comfy like black exercise pants, a tank top. And then really the main features are he's got a red bandana over the lower part of his face, so worn bandito style. Then he's got a blue bandana covering his hair and the top of his head. And then over his eyes, he's got those, holographic swim goggles that kids have that have like snake eyes on them.
All right. Next on my list is Facet.
Oh, okay. Well, Facets is very cute and very quiet and very magical girl. Lots of ruffles, bows. She has worked hard on all of her costumes. She has more than one, but has settled on this one for today. Let's see what else. She's like wearing like a colored wig. And after she says her name, she does like a little Sailor Moon pose.
All right. Mutaboy.
Mutaboy is he is entirely of. He doesn't really wear a costume. He just shifts into not as really a natural form, but a form that is closer to his natural form, where it's just his skin becomes entirely translucent, like a jellyfish, but it's got like it's got like a prismatic filaments that run through it, kind of like a bioluminescent jellyfish. And but it's like, yeah, that's what he looks like. He like not unlike Iceman or Silver Surfer, just kind of like that all one material. I don't know, flesh.
Yeah. And Fantasia.
Think pink. She wears pink. It's very kind of like Starfire-esque, but it's like all magenta and pink with like white accents. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. That it's like a skirt, a crop top, these like elbow length fingerless gloves, knee-high boots, and then this great white eye mask with like gold glitter around it.
All right.
That
And then
Kiki made, and she looks really good in it.
And then Recall, Rose is there, and she wears her black and gray hoodie, zipped up, hood pulled up, black pants and shoes, just kind of nondescript, but has a mask that she pulls up, sort of like a hospital mask almost. But it's black and has this icon of this like grinning mouth on it with its tongue sticking out. And you all put on your masks and gear up. And I think there's this moment where you're all like lined up in front of this camera and maybe feeling a little bit like maybe a little ridiculous, just kind of all standing there and looking at each other. And
Not me.
in the basement, except for Fantasia. And yeah, so Mutaboy extends his arm out and clicks the button, and you watch as the camera kind of, unlike a normal camera, begins to glow slightly, and those sparks begin to come off it a bit. And the front of the camera, the lens, actually gives off this like turquoise greenish glow as it goes live. And I think the power in the building sort of dims a little bit at that moment, and you are on.
Hello, Beacon City. We are the Raffle Stomp Squad.
The Ruffle.
I do like this so everyone will introduce themselves.
I'm Lambast.
Muted.
I'm Facet.
I'm Muta Boy.
Recall.
And I'm Fantasia, and we are here to help. Evildoers beware, because we will raffle stomp your face. Kids, don't try this at home.
And kick some ass. And as that happens and you go to click the button again, cutting off the feed, I think you click it once, Lucas, and it actually begins to glow brighter and spark a little bit more, and the greenish lens on the front begins to it goes from that green or turquoise to like a brighter, like a neon green, and then kind of transitions into a white as the whole thing begins to spark a bit, and
Ian rushes towards it and just like pushing people aside, jumping on the grenade, just like gets it under him.
And I think at that very moment, the whole thing sparks and lets out the shoots of like lightning discharging off to the side, and it cracks. And I think there's like a small sort of explosion as pieces break off from it, and the light in the room brightens at that moment to intensity, almost blinding, and then. Everything's dark.
That one stung a little.
I think that went really well.
Did we break the school?
I think we probably just blew a fuse.
We should probably go outside and check.
Ugh.
You okay, Ian?
Yeah, just need to walk it off.
That was really cool.
Kind of stand up, inspect the remains of the camera.
Oh, it's fried.
All right.
It's a charred husk at this point.
I'll drop this in a dumpster on my way home.
And do you guys go outside and see what the state of the school is like at this point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leaving staggered departures and not all going out the same way. And we've
I mean,
practiced this.
it's late at this point if you guys want to go out in costume. I don't know if you guys were patrolling or anything tonight.
I am.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll go out in. Yep.
Okay. I think you all head out your secret passageway or whatever back door you have from the school out onto the field behind the school. And it is very dark outside, other than the starlight up ahead, blocked by a few clouds. And you look around, and you realize all the street lights are out. And you look towards the city and the buildings, and those lights are out too.
This is exactly why I think a bad signal is a bad idea.
And you begin to hear sirens coming from downtown as the inevitable panic of the power going out citywide sets in.
Oops.
Did we do that?
I'm gonna go ahead and say, yep, that's our bad.
Did we get the video though?
We won't know until the power's back.
Oh yeah.
So
Let us fix the electricity.
So are you guys going downtown to see what the damage is? All right. So as you all begin to fly, run fast, and teleport your way towards the city, we're going to take a break and come back in to resolve whatever might have happened.
Oh no.
So let's we'll be right back, everyone, in about 10 minutes. Welcome back, Internet. We missed you. Okay, we're back. So let's jump right back into the action. You all, as the drama unfolds and you realize the consequences of your use of unpredictable alien technology.
Of Canadian technology.
Canadian technology.
Yeah.
You go storming into the city. Yeah, that sounds about right. And I'm going to say, as you're approaching, and I assume some of you leaping up onto rooftops and jumping between those and others dramatically making your way around the city. I don't know how you travel on your own. I know some of you can fly.
I can fly.
Yeah.
I think you're the only one that can fly.
Am I?
Oh, is the only one that can fly?
I run really
Yeah.
fast. I have super speed.
Okay.
I've been imagining like OG Superman leaps tall buildings in a single bound. Not like skyscrapers, but just really mad jumps around the city.
Bad hops.
Climbing up taller buildings and leaping up the fire escapes and things like that. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm for it. And I think as you approach the city, it is a chaotic scene. It is dark. There are all the stoplights are out, cars in accidents on almost every corner. People panicked, kind of wandering throughout the streets, running away. I think you hear the shattering of glass of looters in some areas throughout the city that you are pursuing in the direction of. And I think the most pressing thing you probably notice, other than the looters, is in the distance you do see a bit of a glow, and there is the wailing of fire trucks as they are seemingly approaching some sort of fire downtown. What do?
We should probably go deal with the fire.
Right. I think I will. Okay, because this is the worst, or it's not the worst, but it's a silly idea. I am going to morph into a giant sheet, so Lambast can try to smother the flames. It's just try to beat the flames out with a giant sheet. It's not very effective, but that's my idea, and that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. So you approach the building that's on fire. It's an apartment building downtown.
How many floors are on fire?
I would say the top floor. I'd say it's a 5-story building, and it looks like the fire is coming out of a corner of the building, and it's like the top 2 floors.
Oh, well, that's probably not a good idea. I'm just going to hang back for now.
You could try. I think that there's a potential for it to work, at least on helping somebody. And you do hear the panicked sounds of people in the building too.
Yeah.
So stuff going on there. And then there are fire trucks that are beginning to approach outside.
That's right. Oh, there's people. I'm going to turn into a slide instead. And I want to the floors that's not on fire for people to be able to slide out of.
Okay, I love that. Go ahead and roll to unleash your powers.
Okay, I believe that's freak, right?
Yes, it
or
is.
It? Okay. So rolling an 8.
8. So I think that's the same as before. You get to choose. You either get to mark a condition, or I tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
I will. Let's see. I'll mark a condition.
Okay. That is your choice. Which one you want to mark?
I think I'm gonna go for afraid because of the fire.
Okay, so I think you get close to the building, and has Lucas ever experienced a fire before? I mean, probably candles and maybe a.
No, the atmosphere works very differently. We're in Canada, so this is quite different for me.
Yeah, and I think the heat coming off this building is much hotter than you expected as you form. What does the slide look like? Is this like a
Yeah, it's real fun. It's really fun.
Yellow slide. Okay.
Yeah.
Does the slide have a face?
Yes. And I think, but it pops up a different part. It's like come on, jump in.
Not like the opening is your mouth or something. It's like
no. But I think in a corkscrew pattern that loops around once per floor. That's not on fire, so people can hop on at each window basically.
Okay.
And then if I just throw this in like a face, or if I can't, I won't have my face at each window, but like a hand that's rapping on the windows, letting them know that there's something out here.
Okay, so this large slide forms up the side of the building that is on fire, yellow and just this neon garish color, and it just twists its way up to the top, and you see at the same time 5 hands, well, probably not the bottom floor, but 4 hands come out and rap on the nearby windows, as these openings form at the exits, and you see the people at the kind of the top floors, the ones that were panicking to get out. A few of the windows slide open, and they look a bit panicked and maybe a little unwary of what's going on here. Does anyone else?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I don't know if I can roll twice, but. Can I, like, isn't there like a role to like console people or to comfort people? And like, maybe I can, with my hands and stuff, kind of like take my hand, like guiding people onto the, to try to make it, I mean, it's going to look super freaky no matter what I do. But,
yeah, I think isn't
there something kind of role for,
there's comfort. There's comfort or support somebody, which is roll plus mundane.
Oh, plus mundane.
Which is
not that great at that. Which works.
Which
so
is more.
Roll it,
which is more for other PCs, but I think in this case that works better than provoke somebody, because provoke is more like you're getting them to mess up.
Yeah, could it be a defend roll?
It's from an immediate threat. I think the comfort works best. I like the idea of them because I think that works best for the situation, which is this very alien now slide trying to comfort people and console them and get them to come onto the creepy alien slide. So go and roll plus mundane, and then we'll see how that.
And my mundane's really garbage, which makes a lot of sense for what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I rolled snake eyes.
Oh dear.
So I roll a 2, which makes so much sense.
Yeah, I think there are some screams from the slide as people begin to back away from this thing, as I think mouths form on the side.
Mouths form, like all these arms reaching into the window, and like kind of not snatching at people, but kind of like weird. Not because I don't think he really quite gets like a calm beckoning gesture. It's just like
okay.
They're terrified by this.
So this is happening, and the screams that were already coming from inside are getting worse. Those of you outside that catch up at this point, because Muta Boy's a bit faster since it can fly. The rest of you arrive at the building. It's terrifying. It's basically a big yellow like centipede that is now like snaked up the side of the building.
Yes.
Oh gosh, I think I can help. Can I get up there? Can I run up the slide?
Yeah.
I have so much practice doing this as a kid. I run up the slide.
Okay. You run up the slide, you get to one of the buildings that you see the people. You see these arms coming out in.
Yes, the screaming people. I want to try to, I don't think I've done this before, but I want to try to use my memory manipulation as like a kind of blanket calming effect. Of like, I don't know. Maybe it's slightly hallucinogenic, but I want to try to kind of extend out of myself and maybe temper the creepy alien hands a little bit and maybe make them see something a little bit nicer.
So it sounds to me you are mostly using your powers to, not necessarily using your ability to console people. I'm trying to decide whether this is a mundane role or a freak role.
No, so I specifically have memory manipulation, so maybe I want to take what just happened in their memories and alter it.
Yeah.
A little bit and make it more friendly.
I like it. So go ahead and roll plus freak.
Okay. That's a 7.
Okay, so you get to make the same choice about marking a condition or a temporary or unstable effect.
Oh, geez. I'll do a temporary or unstable effect, because as long as I can get them onto the slide, they can be scared going down.
Okay, so I think this is how it ends up working. So you send out this pulse of psychic energy in front of you, and some of them begin to move towards you and kind of zombie-like just climb into the slide and slide down, and a good amount do that just based on that one pulse. The other third of the room freaks out and actually goes running further into the burning building.
Can I text Kiki?
Oh no.
That depends. How far away are you, Kiki? And I guess you guys are in heroics now. So
how far did text messages go?
Well, no. I'm saying, do you need
just
text? So Facet and Lambast, where are you guys at?
I assume we're probably there by now, helping people get off the slide.
Okay, so I'll say you guys get up there. You see them coming from the bottom, and you hear a scream coming from. There are more screams coming from up top, and you look up and you see a couple stories up. You see Fantasia looking down at you.
Okay, here I come. I'm gonna climb up there and see. Okay, so have we seen where the fire like started or any source of the fire yet? Like, can we?
Yeah,
Everything's on fire.
I'd say you guys are probably on like the third floor of the building where most of the people are gathered at this point. It looks like there's more fire inside the building. It may be coming from like a stairwell or something, and it's kind of been working its way up and burning itself out through the top. So there's a lot of smoke, and there is, you see the signs, you feel the heat coming as if there's fire further in the building. So I think you definitely see the top two floors are on fire. The third floor where you're at right now, it is very smoky.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just thinking. So I have energy absorption as one of my abilities, and so I'm wondering if I like went into like the stairwell or wherever the fire's happening, if I could like kind of
Absorb
muffle
some of
it. Yeah, so maybe people could like go down the stairs if they're freaked out by the slide.
Yeah. So you go sort of charging right in, and you see the people running away from the slide, and they hit a point where you see further in the building, you see the fire at the stairwell blocking off their escape, so they're stuck between this rock and a hard place right now. This creepy centipede slide and this psychic witch lady, and then you see, I don't know, the pink Power Ranger gone rogue, and then they're really scared right now. What do you do? And you were saying something.
Yeah, just gonna be like, it's okay. We're here to help. And then I'm gonna try to unleash my powers and try to see if we could get people down the stairs.
Okay, so go ahead and roll to unleash your powers.
Okay. That's an 11.
There you go. So I think you very successfully, to reshape your environment, you extend out your hands and you watch as the fire begins to sort of cyclone and then rush towards you, and you see the civilians all kind of hit the floor at this point. So you see this torrent of flame shooting up in their direction, and then it hits the tips of your fingers and begins to wrap around your arms as it is absorbed into your body, and you pull the fire in, and in a few moments you absorb the fire into yourself, and the stairwell is charred, but now out, and the 5 or 6 people that were panicking there look up and then begin to scramble and rush down the stairs, now the fireless stairs. Well done. At that moment, though, Lambast, what are you doing?
I'm probably trying to calm the people who, snapped out of Fantasia's fugue and are now like terrified of this slide with mouths and hands all over the place. It's like, no, just get to the ground, get away from the building.
Okay, I think what happens is you're standing there and there are the people in danger down there. I think you you hear a sort of a small explosion. You watch as one of the windows, the glass sort of shatters outwards, and shards of glass and some bricks and debris begin to come raining down on towards you and the civilians down there. What do you do?
Definitely positioning myself between the civilians and the debris, and if there are any, sizable chunks, trying to catch or stop those. But if it's, scattered around, there's only so much I can really do.
And I'll give nobody's on the slide anymore, so I'll give the two of you also an option, Mutaboy, to do something if you wish. So you begin to interpose yourself between the couple of people that you can cover. Lambast, Mutaboy, you see this explosion too as debris is raining down towards the civilians on the ground.
I will turn into a shield that Lambast can wield.
Okay, I like that. I'm gonna have you. So I'm gonna count that as a more of an assist. So actually, here's what I'll say in this situation. You guys, I didn't have you guys do any of the team stuff when we first came in here, and I feel really bad about that. I don't think you had really a clear leader anyway at that moment, but you did gain an extra team point when you entered this fight. So you can expend one of those and then give a +1 to Lambast's roll to defend.
Is that how you assist, by using team points? And
yes.
Okay, then I will.
Yeah.
Do that.
Okay.
So Lambast, go ahead and roll or roll your defend somebody roll.
Yep. Which is Savior, +1 for the team. That is a hit with 8.
Okay, so 7 and 9. It's going to cost you. You're going to save them. You keep them safe.
Could it also potentially cost me, because I'm actually the shield?
Yeah, so the way it works here is 7 to 9. So on a hit, you keep them safe and you choose one. You can either add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition. So you can choose Lambast. Either there's really no one you can take. I mean, you could take influence over somebody in the crowd if you really wanted to.
Yep. But I think this is probably a good time for me to clear the condition. It's like, okay, we're back into things. This is no time for me to still be pissy over the bank robbery.
Okay. However, you you steady yourself and you feel the debris beginning to hit the shield. There's a situation or something happens here. It's either going to expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. That's your choice. What do you think happens here?
Yep. I think probably expose self to danger, because even though Mutaboy being the shield allows him to cover more area, Mutaboy is still much more susceptible to getting hit by the debris and stuff than Lambast is. So at some point, Lambast is going to be like, wait, what? Why am I doing this? And kind of swap positions and take the brunt of any remaining debris.
I like the idea. So you're staying there with your shield, and the debris is raining down. You're covering a group of people, and I say there's a child that begins to sort of run off to one side. And as the debris stops hitting the shield, you lower it. You see the child running, and you notice there's a crack running up the side of the building, and you see another chunk of bricks beginning to fall in that direction. And you go running towards them, pushing them out of the way, successfully defending them, and then this pile of debris slams down on top of you, burying Lambast in that moment. And he is, invisible or unseeable at this point. Hidden might be the word that somebody would choose with a proficiency in the English language. So let's get back to Kiki and Fantasia. You guys are up in the building. What are you doing?
Are there any more people in here?
I'd say you don't hear anybody. It doesn't seem like there's anybody on this floor, but there's a 2 floors above you.
Going up.
All right. So you and Kiki go rushing up to the next floor. The smoke is getting really bad in this area. It's getting very hard to see. as you make it up into the hallway along these lines, this line of apartments or units on the 4th floor. And as you are peering down this hallway, you don't see anybody moving, calling out to people. You don't hear anybody. But you do, as you turn, you do notice there is one person that seems to be sort of hunched over in the, as you turn the corner, sort of at the end of one of the hallways. And you can see a figure just vaguely through the smoke that is seemingly in dire straits in that direction.
I don't know how far this goes, so I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try to use my Psychic Constructs ability to try to shape something similar to that big industrial fan
Okay.
that Rose teleported in, to try to see if I can blow a lot of the smoke like out of the hallway where we are, to at least enough where somebody could get out.
I like this. This is very Green Lantern. I'm cool with it. So go ahead and roll your freak.
Freak. That's a 7. Ooh.
Okay. Again, the condition or the unstable. Your choice.
I'm gonna take a condition.
Okay.
Do I get to pick which one?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna take insecure.
All right. So
Because
the
it's working, but not everything is working, but everything is working not nearly as well as I think it should.
all right. So the fan begins to roar, and the smoke is beginning to blow out in front of you, and it's clearing up your vision for you and Facet. And as it's clearing out the hallway, I think you're struggling a lot. It's taking a lot of effort to manifest this and to do this. And you see the person at the end of the hallway begin to sort of emerge from the smoke. You see a woman with sort of like dirty blonde hair, kind of messy and sort of tattered a bit from soot and ash in the air. She is wearing kind of simple jeans and a red button-down shirt, and she looks over towards you as you approach her, and she says, "What are you doing here? Get out. Get out!" And as she says that, there is a burst of flame that begins to sort of roll off of her and down the hallway in your direction, as there is this kind of wave of fire that is pushing towards you. What do you do?
Oh no! I'm gonna step in front of Fantasia and see if I can absorb some of it.
Okay. I'll say this is sort of I'm going to say this is a defend somebody roll. I think
Okay.
is the. So you can roll plus savior.
Okay, plus savior. Okay. Hey, it's a 10.
Nice, man. You're rolling really well. So
Better
yeah,
last week.
as the wave of fire hits, you absorb the fire once again into yourself, nullifying the effect as this kind of wave of hot air then just passes over the two of you. She lets out kind of a yell of frustration. The fire now kind of whelming around her body, distorting her figure, and she from this blast of flame and blasts open the doors around her, and she goes running kind of out of sight down into one of the apartments.
I think she has powers too.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Should we follow her?
I guess, I don't know.
Can I take a moment to see? I mean, we saw her run down the hallway. Is there anybody else in danger? Can I assess the situation.
Sure.
Okay.
So go on and roll plus superior.
Superior. Okay, that's what it was. A 4.
I don't think you get anything on a 4. Yeah. For a miss for that one, you don't have any downsides, but you don't get anything out of it. So the smoke here is building up once again. I think Fantasia has sort of lost focus on her construct here, and with the roar and the crackling of fire around you and the creaking of the building and the sirens outside, I don't think you notice anybody else on this floor.
I am in my moment of insecurity looking to Kiki to tell me what to do.
Let's go see. Maybe she needs help. Maybe she doesn't know how to. Yeah, I'm just gonna head down the hallway and follow.
Go with her.
Okay. So the two of you outside, Lambast and Mutaboy, what are the two of you doing? You see Lambast get buried in the rubble, and the building is not looking good from out here. What's going on?
I'm going to use my density control to reduce the density of the rocks.
Okay.
So make it easier for Lambast to get out.
All right. Roll for powers again.
All right. Rolling freak. And it is a 9.
That's pretty good. Same thing as before. You can choose the same two options.
All right. I'm going to choose guilty.
Okay.
So I'm afraid and guilty.
Okay. All right. So
because I feel like it's my fault that he's under the rubble.
Yeah. So I like that. So you begin to rush over, feeling this pang of uncertainty and hoping that Lambast is okay. How does it look when you're reducing? Is it just a physical contact thing, or?
I'll probably like touch the ground, but like it doesn't necessarily have to be right next to it. But it channels through the space for right now. And I think just like the rocks just kind of start to just maybe kind of, they almost look like a little bit like water, like not like as a whole collected. They're kind of like just like rolling and like maybe floating up a little bit, like not quite 0 G's, but moon gravity basically on the rocks.
Yeah. Okay. You touch the ground. There's this effect as the rocks begin to move, and you see the rocks shift, and Lambast, you pinned underneath there, are now able to sort of pull yourself free. Say unharmed by that, given your kind of sturdy nature, but now able to pull yourself out as these well, not really rock, the bricks and the chunks of wall just sort of float away and then go bouncing down the road a bit.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, better me under the rocks than you. All right, let's get in there. See if the girls need any help, maybe, or how bad does the wall look? Should I maybe assess the situation?
Well, I think here's what happens as you look up and you begin to assess a bit. Actually, I'll go ahead and have you roll here because I think that'll still be important. So go ahead and assess the situation. Then I'll do the move that I was going to do.
Cool. That is a 9 for a hit.
Okay, so you get to ask one question off the list.
Okay. Yeah, I think probably what here is the biggest threat. Is there still, because we presume we saw the glow of the fire inside, but does it seem like the front of the building is going to collapse onto the street first or something?
Okay, so yeah, here's what we're gonna do for the biggest threat, and don't forget you get the +1 when you act on this answer next time, because I think it'll come into play. Because as you're surveying the situation, you look up and you see one of the windows begin to glow brightly, and then suddenly there is an explosion of glass once again. Luckily, everyone's sort of evacuated far enough that it's not going to hit anybody right now. But as this explosion of flame billows out into this street, there is an object that seems to rocket out with it, and you see a figure wreathed in fire that is sort of hovering in the air on the 4th floor, coming out of the 4th floor of this building. And I think they are clearly the biggest threat right now, as they let out a torrent of flame that just sort of strafes across the sidewalk and the city streets. People very quickly trying to evacuate and move out of the way as fire is just raining down on the road.
Oh boy. Boy, make these rocks heavy again. And I want to take one of the bricks and just chuck it at them.
Okay. Let's do... I think it's directly engage a threat. Yep. So go ahead and roll plus danger. You get +1 to this roll. And I'll say as far as the heavy thing goes, Mutaboy, you could expend another team point to boost him if you wanted to.
Yeah, we have how many total? 2? Or we
currently have
3 or
2. We went up to 3. You used 1 to help me defend the people before. So we're currently at 2.
Now, I will say, too, you don't have to choose to do the assist until after the roll happens. So you can see how the roll goes and then decide after if you want to use the point.
Well, I'll take the OP route then.
Yeah,
let's do that.
Okay, so I still have +1, and my danger is 2 because I'm a danger boy. So this is +3. That's a full hit for 11.
Ooh, okay.
And I'll add a point to that.
So
you get to pick 2 from that roll.
Yep. Oh gosh. I think definitely create an opportunity for my allies is one of them. And I think maybe probably surprise the opposition because they probably weren't expecting someone to beam them in the head with a brick. And just I'm trying to draw her fire so that other people can do something.
Okay. What was the first one you chose?
Create an opportunity for my allies.
Perfect. Okay. So so I'm going to give it as a given if Mutaboy is willing to kind of assist you with this throw a bit. That as you chuck one of these weightless boulders or chunks of wall just as hard as you can, there's no resistance, like throwing a wiffle ball almost, and it goes flying towards her. And at the last second, Mutaboy, you sort of snap your fingers, releasing the hold on the object, and it returns to its normal density and slams into the side of her sort of unknowingly. And as she spins through the air, she looks down at you, and she's gonna from that blow, she'll mark one of her conditions on that, which I have to remind myself what they are. Yes, so Pyro is going to mark her angry condition, and she is going to immediately focus her anger on you, and she is going to let a sort of beam of fire loose in your direction, just this concentrated heat ray that fires down towards you. So because you didn't use the avoid the blow, so you take the hit. I need you to go ahead and roll plus conditions marked, which actually you've cleared one now, so you're good. So go ahead and just roll straight 2d6 and roll low.
Yep. That is a 5 for a miss.
Nice. So on a miss, you stand strong. You mark potential, and you get to tell me how you weather the blow.
Yep. So I think the beam kind of washes over me, and probably catches some of the outfit on fire, which I just kind of pat out, and then just, is that all you got?
All right. And as she is just glaring down in your direction, preparing herself to fire. So I think kind of panning back to the people in the building, Fantasia and Facet, the two of you have been followed her through the room, and you watch as she kind of exploded out the wall. You see a chunk of rock fly up and slam into her, and she fires a beam down at Lambast, who you see down there as you approach the break in this wall. And you're right at eye level with her. Now all four of you engaging this threat. 5 of you, Rose is in there too, probably teleporting people out of the building. So
I want to psychic construct around her like a boy in a bubble situation.
okay.
Like a big ol' hamster ball.
Mainly just the bubble, not so much the boy.
No, I don't put a boy in there.
Okay.
In case there was any confusion. I want to make her the boy in the bubble.
Okay.
I want to make like a giant ball around her. Big old
Interesting.
force ball.
Um,
I've seen a hamster ball before.
yeah, I think this is gonna fall in the category of directly engaging a threat. I'm gonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great, I'm good at that.
She does have an opportunity from my engagement.
You do, and I'd say this is the opportunity you have now is catching her stationary and looking down at Ian, focused, and giving you a perfect time to try to trap her.
Situational bonus?
I'll give you a +1 to the roll.
It's asking me? Great. Thanks, roll 20. That's a 6.
I mean, I don't know if I can use from the team and like just draw her attention more to assist on the roll.
I'd like to see if there's anything anybody else wants to do, because you're contributing a bit here. I want to give some, especially like Facet. Is there anything you think you can do here to?
It wasn't a 5. Thanks, Ian.
To assist.
I got something if you don't.
Yeah, I don't really. I can't think of anything.
Sure.
And then. Unless I could like. No, never mind.
Okay.
Does piercing the mask, is that between player characters thing?
Ooh, let me check. No, I think you can do that to. Yeah, you can do that to anybody. But if you want to hold off on that, if that's what you want to do as your action, is trying to kind of get some insight on what this person is planning on doing. So Mutaboy, is there something you want to do to assist the?
Yeah.
The bubbling.
So with my rudimentary understanding of Earth's atmosphere and my less than great understanding of human anatomy, biology, this might not work so great, but like. I know how fire works, so I reduce the density of oxygen around her. And so like I'm thinking, I'll starve the fire. So I try to like basically just like starve the area of oxygen.
Okay.
Or just make it super like reduce the density of oxygen. Because I'm just trying to get rid of the fire.
A suffocating bubble.
Mutaboy doesn't consider that that's also bad, but like that's
We'll get to
what
that.
he thinks about.
Okay.
So.
I like that. So the bubble forms. So that's going to put you expend the team from the pool, and that's going to put the roll up to a 7. So you're going to succeed on the roll, but you get to again make the choice.
This doesn't count as a fail for me then. Or does it? Potential wise, that's my question.
Yeah, I forgot how we rolled. I think your roll was still a fail, so
I still mark a potential.
So you can still mark potential.
Okay.
I'll have to check that.
I got one.
I'm okay with that right now. Because you're still having to expend resources to succeed on it, so I think it's fair. Yeah. So you can you get to choose one from the list of directly engage a threat.
Ugh. I'm gonna do take something from them.
Okay. I assume that take something from them is sort of like taking their powers from them temporarily. Okay.
Mostly their oxygen.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, take that edge off of her.
So I think in this moment, what's going to happen is there is a. I think the explosion hits, so you begin to wrap that bubble around her. As it begins to form, she panics, and before Mutaboy is, I think, as she's resisting, kind of indicating the initial failure on this, she lets out just this. Centered on herself, this explosion, this fireball that emanates out from her, and another wave of flame that reaches out towards all of you. And what I'll say is the two of you that are closest, Kiki and Olivia, I think the two of you will roll to take a powerful blow.
Okay. How do we do that?
You roll plus conditions marked.
Okay. And I don't have any conditions marked, so just the 2d6?
Just 2d6 and roll low.
Oh no. Well.
All right, so both you got a 7, you got a 7 and 9.
There is, just for everyone's use later, on the right side of your sheet, there is a conditions roll for that.
Okay.
Got
So-
it. Oh, it's just
That it adds in,
right
like
underneath
when
it.
you check your conditions, it'll start adding to your modifier.
So on the 7 to 9, you get to choose one of the three. You either lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition. You give ground and you give the opposition opportunity, or you struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Okay, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions.
Okay. Oh, it's you to 4 conditions?
3,
3? Okay.
which
I
I
did
think
too.
for me at this point, I don't know if this is a you decision or a me decision, but I think counts as overexerting myself.
I'll say that. Yes. So I'll say you had, yeah, I think that's fair. So the focus of trying to wrap the bubble around here, the fire that is almost caused you to lose your concentration as the bubble finishes forming, as Mutaboy sucks the oxygen from the air, nullifying the fire for a moment, and you push past that edge, and you feel this rack of sort of pain wash over your body. And I think Kiki probably sees this. There's a moment where Fantasia seems to almost like wither for a moment. Her hair seems to almost gray, and then she pushes past it and it returns mostly to normal. And the bubble forms, and you mark a doom on your doom track.
I'm gonna take angry and guilty.
Okay. And the bubble forms around Pyro. And I think I will... Yeah, so she is now the girl in a bubble. Is there anything anybody wanted to... Oh, Facet, you wanted to roll to read the situation.
Yeah.
Pierce the mask. That's what you wanted to do.
Yes, but I also take the powerful blow, right?
Yes. Oh, sorry, I didn't get what you chose. What?
Okay.
What would you like?
Sorry for my trauma.
No. Yeah, I think kind of going off of that. I think I will also take 2 conditions. as
Okay.
well. So probably a little seeing that happen to Fantasia, probably is gonna be a little afraid and insecure.
Okay.
But then I wanted to try to engage with Pyro, although I don't know if she'll be able to hear me through the bubble now.
We'll cross that
We'll
bridge when we
see.
come to it. So go ahead and roll to pierce the mask.
Okay. Let's see. It's mundane. There it is. Okay, so that is a 9.
All right. So you get to ask one question from that list.
Okay.
And I'll read them. What do you tend to do? How could I get your character to blank? How could I gain influence over you? What are you really planning? What do you want me to do?
I think what do you intend to do? I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's probably like, we're just here to help you. Like, what's wrong? What's going on?
Okay. So I think in this moment the bubble forms and her fire goes out. She's just sort of standing in this bubble, kind of slamming a hand against it, beginning to sort of cough and suffocate a bit. And as you call out towards her, I think she just looks towards you and she just says, I want it all to burn. I'm done with it. I'm done with all of this.
All right.
So I think to like maybe give a little bit more insight than that, I think at this point in time she's just real angry.
Yeah. That's all the vibes I'm getting. Okay. Very angry. I don't know.
Anybody on the ground want to do anything?
Oh gosh.
Do you want a sword?
No.
Okay.
I mean, Ian's almost thinking of trying to talk her down. But is gonna, shout out to Fantasia, lower her down! And try and get her down on the ground so that, eye level with Pyro and able to talk to her.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow that. She's
Um,
gliding. She glides down into your direction as she's again kind of hammering at the inside of this psychic bubble.
Look, I get it. The world's taken from you and you just want to hit back. But this isn't how you do it. This isn't going to get you back whatever it is you lost. You're just going to hurt others and yourself this way. You need to stop this.
Okay.
I'm also not sure what role that is.
I think that's a close to comfort and support somebody.
Okay. I have a -2 to that from my mundane. At least I'm no longer angry, because then it would be a -4.
Ugh.
But, okay. I'm gonna give this a shot. RNGesus, be with me. Nope, that is a 0.
Oh dear.
Which would have been
dear.
a -2.
Jeez. All right.
I would help, but I just
Just enjoy watching this from a distance.
no.
Yeah. I think as she, as you get her level, she looks out at you and she, just with this fire, literal fire in her eyes, she says, "What would you know?" And there's I think Mutaboy, you feel this heat as you're trying to nullify the density of air, and I think even still the heat is rising and rising within the bubble, and you watch as cracks begin to form up the psychic construct itself, which shatter, and then she sends another blast of heat straight towards you, Lambast, giving you or Mutaboy an option to do something if Mutaboy wants to step in and try to defend or counterattack.
All right, I'm going to. I don't know if psychic has any physical properties to it, but kind of want to just increase the density of the psychic bubble and just like drop her out of the sky with like.
She's on the ground with you right now.
Oh, I guess
they brought her down. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So she's on the ground with us. Okay. All right, let me think for a second. You got anything, Lambast?
I mean, in the immediate thing of her about to explode,
it looks more like she's going to send that concentrated beam straight at the two of you again.
Yeah. I want to rush her and just, again, kind of the jumping on the grenade thing, just try and limit where the blast can go.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to engage.
Yep. This is what I'm good at. That is a hit with 8.
8. Okay. You get to pick one.
Yep. I think again, I want to surprise her, and rather than just closing the distance and kind of blocking it off, I'm gonna wrap her in a hug.
Okay.
And just be like, shh, it's okay.
So what is so you're gonna do the surprise and comforting surprise. Interesting. So I think you're definitely gonna take.
Is it though?
It's like
is it?
If Lindsay was a superhero, that's all it would be.
Hug attack.
Hug attack.
Go ahead and roll to take a powerful blow because she's still going to explode or let loose.
Yeah, and even if the secondary thought here is even if the hug doesn't come across, maybe she'll get caught in the explosion, and then have her in a bear hug and she can't do as much. But taking a powerful blow, that's a miss. I'm so good at not getting hurt.
Nice. Damn, you're racking up the potential right now.
That is actually a full mark, or that's the 5th one.
We'll resolve that post game if assuming it gets to that, and you don't mark get another improvement for the end of this. Okay, so I think you rush forward and you grab onto her, and she lets that blast of fire just sort of washes over you again, and then you just wrap her in this hug. And here's the thing. I think this is gonna count towards her taking a powerful blow, not necessarily physically, but sort of emotionally at this point. Because I think that's not what she's expecting, and it does surprise her. And she's going to mark her second and last condition guilty. And as you do this, the fire sort of begins to subside and is snuffed out until it was the same sort of the same woman standing before you. Probably a little bit older than the rest of you, maybe late 20s. And you see that she she doesn't like return the hug or anything, and sort of tries to take a step back as she's just looking around her and is looking up at the building and around to the scared crowds that are surrounding, and just has this sort of dumbfounded look across her face. And as the guilty condition, she's going to immediately move to clear it. And she is going to Yeah, I think she is going to kind of push herself away from you, and she is sort of there's another burst of flame, and she goes kind of flying up into the air near the top of the building. She reaches out, and you watch, much like with Facet, the flames at the top of the building begin to kind of retract and pull outwards as she absorbs the fire into herself, kind of returning it back to her and snuffing out the fire once again. And as she hovers back down to the ground, landing kind of between you guys and the police and the EMS and all the people that are gathered there, she looks back towards all of you and says, "I'm sorry."
We get it.
Okay.
It's
I thought it was one of those "I'm sorry, I'm about to blow you all up." No.
Oh.
Sorry.
There doesn't seem to be that, but yeah.
Okay.
just absorb the fire from the building, and now it goes on you.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
But no.
The music is still like, "I'm gonna get you."
Sorry. Hold on. I'll dim the music.
Okay.
I don't know if I have a. Let's see. We'll go to.
I got it.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
And I think as she looks back and she says that she's sorry, you see the police begin to kind of step forward, not necessarily guns drawn and pointed at all of you, but sort of at the ready as they step up, not really sure how to proceed in the situation. And she looks around, and I think there's another sort of blast of fire, and she just goes like rocketing into the air and out of sight, leaving the five of you staring down the police.
We want to go on to Ellen.
Rose.
Yeah. And Rose, I think, pops up to the two of you, grabs the two of you on the shoulders, and then pops down to the boys on the ground as the five of you gather. And I think in that moment, there's a sudden like flash as the street lights come on, and at the moment the street lights come on, you watch as the electronics, the phones that are being held out, everything begins to glow, and then suddenly on the square in front of you are the five of you standing there looking out towards these crowds in these holographic forms, and you begin to give your speech, your spiel. and I think Rose says, "Okay, time to go." And in a flash, you all bam back to the bunker.
Olivia is crying.
Olivia, what's wrong? I forgot my voice.
A lot.
What's wrong?
It was really scary up there.
Yeah, there was fire everywhere.
Yeah.
It's
that's
very
it.
scary. But why is it tears?
This is just really hard, okay?
Yeah. Gives you a big hug.
Oh.
You did good out there. Couldn't have stopped her without you. That bubble was clutch.
Yeah, that was really good thinking, you guys.
I just thought it was gonna be way better than it was, and this is really hard, you guys.
Yeah, but you're not out here alone. Got all of us here with you. Gotta say, from my the brief time I was running around doing this solo. This is so much better with the team.
Okay, emo boy. Whatever.
Lambest, it sounds like you're trying to comfort or support somebody.
Yeah. With
Go
my
to roll
-2 again.
Go to roll plus mundane. I don't think there's a downside if you fail.
I just add 3 conditions. I feel like I'm crying right now. Like,
Yep. And that is another miss, which
Holy crap!
so
Just farming this. I gotta stop.
you're
making
doing
these
so
more.
great.
I'm just gonna try and comfort and support everyone and just farm all these groups.
Ian, listen, Listen, you're my friend, but you smell so bad right now. Like, can you just not?
Yep.
I
All right.
think a gas main blew.
You're like so sweaty.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is so, Don't look at me!
Turns around.
Thank you.
Meta Boy's eyes just kind of absorb into his face. Just kind of,
I'm also doing I'm also doing a lot of like this, like probably trying to cover up some gray roots
Yeah.
that are growing in, like just. Oh, I thought this was gonna be fun, but this is really hard.
Yes.
It's hard, but I mean, we still did okay. I mean, we don't know about that woman, but I mean, we saved some people.
I want to be better than okay.
Super.
A little bit, yeah. I'm glad we're a team. And like, really, we looked so good though. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and the video actually looked like it worked. I wonder how many people got to see it.
All of them?
I hope
think.
so. Can we do it? Can we post it? Can we tweet it? Like, can we? Rose, what can you do for me right now? I'm literally crying. What can you do for me right now?
I'll get working on it. See what happened.
I'm sure someone took a video of it on their cell phone. Perhaps we can retweet that or something.
Oh, I'll find it.
You guys are so great.
I think Rose goes and starts working on going over to the interwebs and starts looking into that for you. And yeah, unless there's anything else anybody wanted to do.
There's one thing I would like to do, but not over the night.
Okay, I think that's
so.
fine.
If you want to finish the scene some other way, then
No, there was nothing else I wanted to do here. The only other thing I was going to say, as far as how this scene played out, there are two people that I think I'm going to propose shifting a
I do.
Propose to?
propose shifting a label.
You've already proposed to me, so I think 2 other people should have that opportunity.
No. So one of us should say no, and someone should say maybe.
I was going to suggest that Lambast shifts a mundane up 1 and probably superior down 1 is what I was thinking.
Sure, I can do that.
Okay. And then I was going to have Fantasia shift Savior up 1 and Danger down 1
Okay.
based on what happened today. All right. And yes, Mutaboy, what do you want to do overnight?
I want to contact my family. Just in case we run into Pyro again, I think there is something that my people have something that might be able to help her out and maybe avoid something like this in the future. So I shall roll superior because I have the resources that come with my station. Whenever you contact your people, roll plus superior on a blah blah blah. We'll find out what I roll first.
Okay.
Good. Okay, I rolled a 10. All
Nice.
right. So on a 10 plus, hold 3. Spend your hold 1 to receive a useful piece of alien technology that will allow you to use any ability from another playbook once. Choose the ability when you spend the hold. 2, consult your people's knowledge. Ask the GM a question about the current situation. 3, clear a condition through the comfort of contact with your home. So I get to do all 3 because it's a full hit. I'm going to get rid of... should I get rid of guilty or afraid? I'll come back to that one. But
Okay.
So for the first thing, useful piece of technology, I'm going to take from the Delinquent's Playbook
Out there.
emotion control, and I'm going to have like a headgear or some sort of device that maybe I can give to Pyro in the future that can help her keep her abilities under control.
Okay.
If we ever run across her in the future. So that's the idea. Just a device that will help her manage her interior life. And consult your people's knowledge about the GM. This is probably the most interesting thing for right now, though. I'm asking the GM about the current situation. So there are more people with powers. What's that about? Are more people getting powers? Like how wide is this a growing thing? Like what do you know about the state of humanity?
Okay. So here's what I'll say, because I think there's an easy answer to this that probably a little cheap considering this is an origin story and you guys would probably know this stuff. But yes.
But Mutaboy does not.
Mutaboy does learn. I want to give one thing for Mutaboy and then give an extra thing so that you guys learn something too as players. So yes, it is something that's growing, and it does seem. I think they tell you it's already there. It's just sort of waking up. People are learning about this, and I think that the other answer you get is that something is happening in this city that's making that a lot more common.
Okay. So and then for the third one, I'm gonna drop.
That's all done through like blips and bloops and alien talk.
It's just it's mostly wiggles.
Okay.
It's a wiggle based language.
I thought you meant wiggles like the kids band and stuff, and they were just singing to you.
I don't know that.
You don't know that reference? Oh,
my
little brother was a huge Wiggles fan. Never mind. The British group. Never mind.
No, I believe you.
Spaghetti.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Go ahead.
I think I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna stay afraid, but I'm gonna drop guilty because I feel like I think probably in the course of the conversation they said like it's not your fault. You're doing your best and like this. Like you're learning so much so quickly. Like you can't be expected to know what is or isn't terrifying to humans. Grade yourself on a curve, kid. So I'm gonna remove guilty, but I will remain afraid because this situation seems to be growing. I don't know why, and that will be something I investigate in the future.
Okay. I love that move. That's a great move. All right. Yes. Fantastic.
I don't want to take away from that, but I do mark another doom track if we're ending.
Oh yeah, we are. So yeah, you can do that. Is there anything else end session wise? Anybody needs to roll to cap off the session?
I mean, I can say what improvement I took, but
okay, let me go ahead and do the we're gonna do the end session questions, and if we've got some time, we got about 10 minutes, you can say what you took. So let's do end of session. At the end of every session, everybody should probably go ahead and open this. It's in the peripheral moves. End of session. You get to choose one, each one of you. So either based on your sort of, I want your own personal sort of explanation of this. Grow closer as you feel you've grown closer as a team. You explain who made you feel welcome. You give influence that character and clear condition or mark potential. Or you grow into your own image of yourself. Explain how you see yourself and why, and then you get to shift one label up and another down of your choice. And then, or you can grow away from your team. You explain why you feel detached, take influence over you away from another character. And we'll start with Lambast, so that we can circle back to your improvement.
Yep, sure. So I think growing closer to the team, Mutaboy did a lot to just like jump to Lambast's aid, being the shield and all that good stuff. So Mutaboy now has influence over Ian, and since I have no more conditions to clear, I will mark another potential.
Just racking up that potential.
I think I got 5 potentials this session.
You're going to be graduating soon, and we're going to get a new character. Yeah, let's go ahead to the next person on my list, which is Kiki.
Okay. I think grow closer to the team.
Mhm.
I think Olivia sort of spearheading that, like doing the video, and kind of like presenting ourselves as a team, kind of helped us grow closer. So I think she already has. So you get influence over me unless you already have it.
Yeah, and I don't think you can have more than one.
I do already have one. So.
Okay.
Yeah, which in that case, I think that just doesn't change.
Okay.
Yeah, they either have it or they don't. It's a binary resource.
Got it. Okay. Well, so there's that, and then I can clear condition or mark potential. And I think I'm gonna clear being afraid.
That's fair. Okay.
Still insecure about it.
All right, and Mutaboy.
This is hard for me because I don't know a whole lot that happened in game to support this, but I'll say that I grew closer to the team.
Okay.
Who made me feel welcome? No one. Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback on Kiki and just say the other one. What's her name? Olivia. Olivia made me feel welcome.
I gave you a tour of our entire school. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So she made me feel welcome, and I think I'm gonna remain afraid and take a potential, and you get influence over me.
Okay. And lastly, Olivia.
Already had that.
I know you did. Do you get double?
Yeah, it's just either have it or you don't. And in this
I
case,
have influence. I just want it to be known I have influence over the entire team, except for Ian.
Yeah,
the entire team has influence over me.
I don't see anything in here about giving it. I mean, you just can't get more of it.
Does it make him my boyfriend?
Oh boy.
That's up to you guys to work out. And Olivia, it is your turn.
He doesn't know what that means. Okay. I am also going to pick grow closer to the team. And I'm going to say that Ian made me feel a little bit more welcome. And I will give influence to Ian and clear my... I have so many conditions.
Insecure.
Yeah, I'm gonna clear my insecure condition from that. From his support.
Okay.
that he gave me.
You're secure in yourself.
All right. And
Thank you for the hugs.
we still got a moment. So, yeah, Lambast, what did you take for your improvement? And did anybody else get an improvement? I don't think so. I don't think anybody else rolled as badly as he did. Lambast, yeah.
I
Go ahead.
rolled. Those were all good rolls for the most part. They were all the take a powerful blow
Yeah,
misses.
I guess
but-
2 of them were
but
the.
yeah.
I love this joy of like, I failed so much this week. Level up.
Yeah, but so what I did was I'm using the Bull's playbook, and they have the Bull's heart, where a character is your love and a character is your rival, and you get special moves with them. So I made it so that I get 2 more of those rolls. So I have 3 out of the 4. So I had Defender, roll plus danger instead of plus savior to defend them, but I also took Friend and Listener. So now, when you comfort or support your love or rival, who are currently Kiki and Rose, respectively, when you comfort or support them, mark potential on a hit, and if they comfort or support me, mark potential when they roll a hit. And then Listener, when you pierce the mask of your love or rival, you can always let them ask you a question. Or, hold on, did I copy that over it? You can always let them ask you a question to ask them an additional question in turn, even on a miss. These additional questions do not have to be on the list. So if you do, when I pierce the mask of my love or rival, it can just kind of be a back and forth on extra questions, even on a miss.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that about covers everything. Have fun, everyone. Yeah. Good. Good. All right. Well, that's all for us tonight. And right on time. Thank you, everyone out there, for watching. Really appreciate it. We'll be back in 2 weeks to continue this fantastic and wondrous adventure and see where our heroes go next. Until then, we have Survivor's Complex on Saturday. I don't know. We don't know yet when Wild Spaces return. I think TBD on that.
Should be this Monday.
Yeah, I won't put you on the
Should
spot
be.
with that. We will announce whether or not we'll be back to Wild Space on Monday, and then soon, and then Tidefall at some point. Again, keep an eye out. A lot of things have been changing. People's schedules are all over the place,
Yeah.
but we will keep you updated as things come. And if you missed it, if you subscribe to our channel, you gain access to our GameKnights Guild, our GGK Guild. We've played a game with some people last weekend on it. It was a lot of fun. I think Morgan and I, was it just me and you out of this group here? Yeah. The 2 of us played with a couple of our subscribers, and it was a lot of fun, and we hope to keep doing that in the future. And the more people we get subscribing, the more people we get into that guild, the more games we can play, and the more fun it's going to be for everyone. It essentially operates with Adventurers League rules. There are a couple little twists and stuff we put on it to add our own take on everything. But you make a character, and you get to run games and play games, and you get benefits no matter what. And it's a lot of fun. So, but check that out.
All happens in our Discord channel, which is
Yes.
free and open to everyone. It's just you need to be a subscriber to be in the guild.
Yeah, if you
It's
want
right
to.
there. Down
Yeah, if
below
you
our
wanna-
faces, click it.
Click the banner and join our Discord, and you can ask us questions about it. And if you decide you want to be friends with all of us and subscribe, you can come play some
Come play
Durandurs
D&D with us. Come run D&D for us.
yeah. Either
You can
or.
do it.
Yeah, I'm sure that there's a couple of people out there who have wanted to kill me, or more than just me.
Come
maybe
on.
just a few of us. If you want to kill a few of us, this is probably the best way to do it.
Come TPK us.
It's certainly my preferred way to be killed. All of them. So
it's the best chance you're going to have for the easy payment of $5. You get your chance to kill one of us.
yeah, I gotta say, if murder is in your heart, subscribe to our channel.
Which, let's be real, it's in everyone's heart.
So you can kill us.
Yeah.
Come
To the
play
people out
D&D with
there-
us. Come
people
run
out there
D&D with us.
Don't have murder in their hearts.
Come kill us.
It's a safe place, and you get to play and not have to worry about DMs murdering you
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
multiple.
We're gonna be the nicest DMs ever. But you know, I got my eye on a couple people. Alex, if he runs the game, he's gonna kill you.
I mean, yes, the existing data does point towards that conclusion.
All right. Well,
Dun, dun, dun.
we'll call it there. See everyone in 2 weeks. See some of you at Survivors Complex. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.
Good night,
Good night,
everyone.
internet.
Good night.
Get swole, internet.
Boom.